So now, okay, now we know about your project. We know about, you know, like your personal motivation. I think
Yeah.
we got it pretty well there. I'm gonna ask you some question, all right, about you. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper there, TkG.
I'm all
So
ears.
it's gonna be the question about obviously like gaming and Linux because we're gonna stay in the theme, but I would ask you the big one. What distribution are you using?
So I'm using Arch Linux. I have been for more than a decade now as my main OS. I have used most of the existing distros
Yeah,
as a test. I have used Ubuntu for quite a while in a VM, but yeah, nothing comes close to Arch to me for my needs. Um, which aren't necessarily the needs of everyone, by the way. But yeah,
by the way,
uh, by the way,
you had to put it somewhere. I was
yeah,
waiting
yeah,
for
I
it.
had to. I had
No,
to.
but we are not judging or anything, right? It's just a
No,
question, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because it's
But
kind like now when you say Arch, it's kind of becoming a meme now. You know, you're this chat guy who's like, hey, you know, I'm Arch, but
I think it's not as much as it was in the past, and a few years back, where Arch was really a meme. Now it's less of a meme, and there are more users. Also, users getting there, learning Arch through other means by using other distros like Manjaro,
yep,
which has been pretty popular. It's going down, but yeah, it's been pretty popular. And even though they are using many repos which aren't Arch Linuxes, um, it shares quite a bit with Arch Linux, and the presence of Pacman, notably regarding package development, is yeah a core feature of Manjaro. But yeah, you have EndeavourOS and many other Arch-based distros out there, and you can see in Steam surveys and others other ways that yeah, Arch Linux is gaining momentum. There are more and more users on Arch Linux. There is also the Steam Deck because SteamOS 3.0 and up is based on Arch Linux as well. So yeah, people discovering Linux through a Steam Deck are technically discovering Linux through Arch Linux.
yeah, that's
And
right.
it's two sets. So when they eventually want to install Linux on their desktop PC or laptop, uh, if they want the same experience or something close to what they have on the Steam Deck, they have to go the Arch Linux route. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's a meme anymore, really,
yeah, meme,
outside
yeah.
of some limited groups,
Okay.
which are pretty vocal, all right, but yeah, I guess there are not that many anymore.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. If this, yeah,
And
okay,
on to why I'm using Arch Linux. As a dev, it's just, to me, again, uh, the easiest uh, and the most powerful uh, to get things fast and also to get things that are not supported on the distro officially
yep,
to get working. We have the Arch user repository, which is a huge resource. Um, okay, it's user driven, so there can be crap in there. There are crappy packages, unmaintained packages, viruses. There might be crap in there, but it's so minimal when you take the whole thing um, it's so huge. There are so many things in there. It's so easy to create new packages and to set them to the Arches repository. And yeah, for everyone trying to just get something locally, you just need to know a bit of Bash, uh, maybe a bit of basic Linux toolset, and you're all set. You can make
You're good to go.
packages.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You can make packages for Arch Linux, for Pacman. And I think that's great because when you want to do the same for Gentoo, Fedora, Ubuntu, it's so much more bothersome. It takes more time, and yeah, it's not great experience.
Yep.
Sorry. If you want to roll back as well, uh, because Arch Linux is a rolling distro, so it can break. Some packages can break. I honestly, as a user for so long, feel that it's pretty rare that it breaks, but it can break. And when it breaks, if it's not something huge, usually because of you, because of a bad move from you,
Yeah.
you can fix it just by rolling back a couple packages. And rolling back packages on Arch Linux is extremely easy.
It's so easy, huh? The
So easy.
famous downgrade, huh?
It's famous downgrade, yeah. You can do it manually through just pacman commands, but yeah, downgrade exists.
Yeah.
Um, Doing it on other distros is not as easy, and sometimes it can even break more stuff
Yeah.
than what was originally broken.
C- can be painful.
Can be extremely painful. So yeah, Arch Linux, behind a little bit of complexity um, at the front, let's say it like that,
Yeah.
I think, past that initial learning curve, once you got the basics, it's easy, it's smooth, it's stable, and if anything breaks at any time, you can fix it. You don't need to be an engineer, a dev. You can fix it as a
Yeah.
user. And
Also,
yeah,
yeah, continue.
and I wanted to mention the Arch Wiki. The Arch
Yeah.
Wiki is an incredibly um, uh, qualitative and quantitative library of just Linux documentation
Yeah, in general, huh? Yep.
in general. It can be used for the most part outside of the Pacman specific stuff. Everything else can be used basically on any distro, and yeah, it's huge. It's absolutely great. I have no words to say how great this resource is.
I'm gonna add something on top of that. If
Yeah,
you give me the opportunity, like I will also say that if you wanna, take advantage of most, I wouldn't say all, but most of your repo in your organization on GitHub, Arch is definitively the way to go. I know,
yeah,
for
it's true.
example, your Linux repo, when I wanted to compile on, was not Gentoo, it was OpenSUSE, Tumbleweed.
Yeah,
I remember, like, it's working. Huh? Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, TkG put the hand, make all the work behind. Like, we work together, and it did all the job. Obviously, I was just the tester, the beta user there, and it was like, I would say it will always like be easier to use Arch uh, for your repo in general. Like, I think NVIDIA All is just for Arch, right? For example.
yeah. Right now it's
Yeah.
only for Arch, for Pacman distros at least. But yeah, there are plans for more support to extend this. But right now it's only for Pacman distros. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's another like good reason to move on Arch. So
Sure.
another question. In terms of desktop environment, what are you using right now?
I'm using Plasma
Okay,
on my main machine. I'm using i3 on my laptop.
okay,
Uh, I'm going back and forth between i3 and Plasma on my laptop. But I tend to go back to i3 because yeah, it's quite small, and mouse interactions aren't too great on it. But for my desktop, for yeah, ease of use, the fact that someone else than myself could be using it also. Yeah, Plasma is for me the best. It's simple. It can be customized in every way possible almost.
Yep.
It's light also. It used to be extremely heavy some years ago, but now it's
That's pretty
yeah
good.
one
Yeah.
of the lightest considering the feature set. It's one of the lightest Ds, um, and yeah, I think Kwin is not perfect yet. There are issues with it. Yeah, there are bugs, but compared to what we can have elsewhere, I think Kwin, especially on Wayland, uh, yeah, it will be one of the best compositors. Um, it's already pretty good, but yeah, it will get better, even better, and stabler. Uh, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So
Um,
okay, so now we talk about that. Little question. So I'm guessing on your desktop you have a AMG card, right? Because you said Wayland.
yeah,
Yeah, but I guess your laptop it's like a NVIDIA type of approach, no? Because i3.
it's an Intel iGPU,
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
but I have a secondary machine with now a Radeon as well, but it used to have a GeForce 980 Ti in there.
Okay.
And I'm still plugging it in when needed for testing stuff on NVIDIA specifically, even though I have less and less NVIDIA testing to do myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my main machine is AMD Ryzen 5950X, 32 gigs of RAM, and currently 7800 XT. And the other machine, the GPU which replaced the 980 Ti, is a 5700 XT.
Got it. Okay.
And it has an Intel CPU with Intel graphics as well, so I can test out Intel driver support
Got
with
it.
Mesa on Mesa.
Okay. So I won't launch anyone on the NVIDIA topic. Okay, I don't want to get there. I don't want to get there. But I want to say thank you for still having the repo NVIDIA all, even if you don't use the NVIDIA on a daily basis, which kind of show like the personality here. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
People asked me why, even so I left the boat regarding NVIDIA on Linux
Yep.
for my own use. Why did I choose to still maintain NVIDIA all? And I guess, yeah, it's part of me.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. No, I just want to
The
say
way
thanks.
I am. So
Yeah.
yeah, I need to continue maintaining that, and to be fair with everyone equally, be it Radeon users or GeForce users, you are not better or worse because you have a different brand of GPU.
Yeah.
That
No,
would
I
be
know.
stupid. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool that someone's saying it, and I don't want to get there. Okay, but again, thank you. All right for that.
I
So
love
we know.
everyone equally, and I hate everyone equally as well.
That's clear. I like it. So we know the distro, we know the D, we know the hardware. Now, what about the browser? I know right now. Okay, I'm asking you that because I've seen a lot of video on YouTube. Like browser is a big thing, and me, I don't know. Like I always has been using Firefox for whatever reason. I know sometimes it was slow, sometimes it was fast, but I don't really get into like this browser war. And this question is not for dividing, right? It's just for having, perception. I think people might be curious about what you use. So what type of browser are you using?
I'm using Firefox as my main browser for many years. And I'm even more motivated to use it right now than before because I know Mozilla Foundation is not in great shape
Mm-hmm.
currently. So yeah, if I can give them, excuse me, support in one way or another, I think it's clearly the best time too. It could have been better if, yeah, the situation was better. But yeah,
Yeah,
the situation is not great for them. So yeah, I want to support them. Firefox is a great browser with many great functionalities that are unique to it. And yeah, I don't feel like it has to die in favor of yet another Chrome clone.
yeah. Okay,
I
I don't
like
I
the
don't want
fact
to
that
get there.
it's different. Yeah, we will not get there. Then and Chromium is a great browser too.
Yep,
I have nothing to say against it, but yeah, I don't want Firefox to die for it. If
got
you,
it.
if
Got
it's
it.
better that way, better formulated that way.
Yep. Um. Okay, so now gaming. What are your favorite game? Like if I ask you one question, like what will be your, I would say, top three favorite game of all time? Just to have an idea.
Um, I guess I would put Chrono Trigger on the
O-
SNES.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, in my top three. That would be Final Fantasy VI in there as well,
Okay, yes.
and uh, and maybe Street Fighter Third Strike also to change a bit from
Wait. Which
the
one?
two RPGs.
Which one?
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Oh, okay. I'm a bit older than you. Like me, my favorite Street Fighter of all time was Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Turbo, yeah.
Yeah, the one you could also play like in real in the bar,
Yeah,
at my
absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
But man, what was this
Arcade.
one?
Third Strike, yeah, it was a few years after Turbo, 2
Okay,
Turbo. Um, I like I want to say extremely complex gameplay,
okay.
but it's not that extremely complex, in fact. But yeah, it offers more granularity, more finesse than Street Fighter 2. Rounds are usually a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit harder to get to your opponent. Everyone has a parry.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
this is what I was thinking. So this is when they introduce the parry and stuff. Okay, so I know which one
yeah,
it is. Okay, yeah.
universal parry on Street Fighter 3, which disappeared after that, and we only got some parry in form of a special move
Yeah.
on a Ryu, or yeah, I think it was only Ryu. Now that I think about it, maybe another character in Street Fighter 5. But yeah, Third Strike has universal parry, and if I don't know if you know the Evo Moment 37 from Daigo Umehara.
No.
Um, well, you will have to Google that, but it's an iconic moment of fighting game history, where Daigo faces Justin Wong at Evo. I think it was 2003.
Okay.
And Daigo Umehara plays Ken, and Justin Wong
Oh,
plays
I've seen
Chun-Li.
it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he full parries
Yeah.
Daigo, full parries Chun-Li's Super.
Yeah, I've seen the one. I've seen the clip. And then
There
when you
are
win, everybody's jumping in the room. Everybody's
yeah
losing. Yeah.
17 hits at almost frame perfect or totally frame perfect. I can't remember. I think there is a little buffer, but yeah, almost frame perfect. 17 or 18 hits. That's insane.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen it. It was just awesome to watch. Yep.
Yeah, and he didn't even win the Evo afterwards. But yeah, the thing that marked the public was that true epic moment
Yep.
with Daigo Umehara. Yeah.
I know what you mean now. Okay, that's pretty good. So I didn't ask about Chrono Tiger and Final Fantasy because I think
You
everybody
know them.
like yeah know
Yeah.
why like so. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I just want to dig a little bit into Street Fighter. What would be
Yeah.
your character just for fun? What would be your main?
Um, I have multiple mains.
Okay,
I tend to main Ken,
yeah.
but uh, when I want to be cancerous, to annoy someone, I tend to take Kami.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But yeah, I'm a very aggressive, oppressive Ken.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so I got the gameplay. Yeah, me in Street Fighter 2, I would be like even worse. I would be more like a Sagat.
Yeah.
You see the type of
On
game?
Street Fighter 4, I played for the most part Evil Ryu and Oni.
Okay, yep.
And on Street Fighter 5, I almost only played Goki, Akuma,
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah, yes.
also Kami a bit.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay, got it. Yeah. Camille, she can be pretty disgusting, I have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can see the gameplay, like the approach with Akuma, aka Gookie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was one of my favorite too. Like when they introduce it, like the
yeah, it's
TP,
great.
the ball in the air, like what a
The
pain it
glass
can be. Like
cannon. Yeah.
yeah. I loved you, dude. Like that's funny. That's really funny. Okay. Um, so what was the next one? Oh yeah. So what will be? So I'm guessing with all this work, you are not like playing that much those days. But have
Indeed.
you a game you are playing from time to time?
Yeah, I'm playing for the most part Warframe 2 to 3 times a week
Yeah.
in the evening with friends. Uh, since yeah, my game time is pretty limited these days. I'm trying to get something um, both with my friends, which aren't all close to me geographically,
Yep.
or not all, sorry, and it needs to be um, uh, how to say that intense. It has to be very action-y and
Mm,
uh, and to yeah a bit of technicity, not boring.
got it. Yeah.
To be very active with a gameplay that requires a bit of yeah technicity.
Hmm.
And yeah, Warframe has been our game so far
Okay.
for yeah
That's good.
maybe a year now. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's good. Do you have any anticipated game you're looking forward? Like what type of game you are waiting right now for the coming months, year?
Um, it's a pretty hard question actually. I'm looking forward for the next Witcher game.
Yeah.
I love the Witcher series. Um, but I'm a bit fearful too. The Unreal Engine, which should be used for the game, uh, version 5, isn't.
Hmm.
It's pretty heavy engine, and it seems to be used in very inefficient ways by many devs. So yeah, I hope the game will be more optimized than what we have had on UE5 recently. But I'm looking forward to it still. Um, Also, lately we had some great news from CIG, Star Citizen, and Squadron 42. Um,
Oh yeah, what is it?
I Squadron 42, which is the solo part of Star Citizen,
Okay.
which is the MMO part, is feature complete. So we could expect, I guess, it to be launched next year.
Yeah.
It looks great. It seems to be epic, and I looked at the technical conference on their engine, which originally was CryEngine.
Okay.
Then they moved to a CryEngine fork from Amazon, which is Lumberyard.
Okay.
Uh, then there was some I don't find my word. Uh, Juridic stuff, legal stuff, the legal issues
Okay.
between the CryEngine developer Crytek and the use of Lumberyard, the fork from Amazon. And eventually it solved itself with Crytek losing,
Hmm.
in parts at least. And now they have their own naming on it, which is Star Engine. But the core is CryEngine, and they created so much stuff to make it more current or next gen, with so many technologies in there. And yet, with everything they've added, it seems to still run better than a random UE5 game.
Oh
We're
wow.
having so much more dynamic stuff, and yeah, some very clever approaches to some effects like GI and water physics.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The fact that it needs to be synchronized with the server for the MMO part also is quite hard to achieve, and it seems just did that. It just succeeded in achieving this. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what Squadron 42 will bring and how it will affect Star Citizen following that. But I think all the haters of Star Citizen for the past 10 years now um, might start to realize that, in fact, even though it was mismanaged and whatever, they got through, and yeah, we will get a great game at the end.
Hmm. That's
I
good.
still hope so. I almost lost interest at some point because of haters. They convinced me, almost. Uh, but now, yeah, I feel like I was wrong believing that. Even so, I believed in the project initially. Uh, yeah, I shouldn't have stopped believing because even so, it might have been a fraud or a failure. Uh, you need to support people that are passionate, and I feel like Chris Roberts, which is instigator of the project and the creator of the Wing Commander games.
Okay.
um, I'm convinced, even though he likes money, I'm
Yeah.
convinced he's passionate about his projects in general, and Star Citizen especially now, because it's such a huge project, and he clearly wanted to do that for a long time. It looks to me like a child dream, you know,
Yeah.
something that you know you can't achieve with the current technologies, uh, but you will find a way sometime during the rest of your life. At some point, you will find a way to get there, to do it, to achieve that. And yeah, I think Star Citizen is that for him. And even so, it might not be uh, so great in the end. I think it will feel uh, like that child dream I'm talking about when it will be
Interesting.
finished. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Regarding other games, I don't know. I feel like we didn't have um, the racing game for a while now.
Oh yeah.
The latest for the game, which doesn't run on Linux currently, Paul Goffman is working on it. Um, I don't know. Maybe the technical imperfections, if we can call them that, are polluting the image of the game to me. But yeah, I'm a bit. It's a it's a letdown. It's not as good as what I was expecting from from that game, from an arcade sim
So
game.
which game are you talking about? Because I just want to make sure I heard correctly.
Forza Motorsport.
Oh, Forza Motorsport. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, Horizon 5 was great.
Okay. Yeah.
It ran great. It looked great. They even added ray tracing reflections down the line, which weren't available when it launched. Uh, and it still runs great. The reflections aren't that heavy. Um, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. The physics are what you could expect from an arcade game. The speed sensation is great. The number of cars is great. The variety of physics models and um, um, circuits, if you can call that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an open world, but yeah, you know what I mean. I think it's a great game. It's a great follow-up to Forza Horizon 4. You could tell that you could say that it's all very similar
Mm-hmm.
uh, in each Horizon game, and it's true in a sense. But yeah, they always add something, and it's always a pleasure to me to go back to these games. I don't feel like there is one that is above the others. It's more like uh, the same game continuing in the same direction, but with some little additions going in the right direction. And I'm not the one who will buy for 60 euros or 70 euros or even 100 euros for the deluxe whatever.
Yeah.
I will usually wait a bit until the price drops to buy that kind of games. But it's always cool. It's always fun to play. So yeah, I'm kind of sad that Turn 10, regarding the main series of Forza games, didn't follow the same route as Playground Games did for the Horizons games. Uh,
Okay, got it.
so yeah, currently I'm going back to Assetto Corsa when I want to drive something
Hmm.
or Dirt Rally 2.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it's rare. I don't have the same motivation because yeah, I've played these games for a while, and yeah, I'd like to have something new to play and to enjoy. Um, Even so, they are still enjoyable. But yeah, I'd want a new racing game that's just great.
Yeah. Interesting point of view.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6 is a great fighting game. Tekken 8 seems to be a great game as well, but I'm more a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the fighting games front, all fine. On the RPG front, I'm still fine, and how to say that? I don't feel like I need right now a new great RPG. I've had a blast with Cyberpunk
Yep.
and Witcher 3 remastered,
Yep.
which I did initially, and I replayed the game after the remaster.
Cool.
So yeah, right now Warframe is my game.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah, and there are some other games gravitating around it that I will play sometimes if my friends aren't available. But yeah, I have a large library of games on my
That's cool.
Steam
Yeah, I
account.
didn't expect that because you go from like, yeah, I kind of understand your perspective, but
I
you see
like
like,
many games.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty wide, right? Like because like talking about myself, because and people I'm surrounded with, like most of the time, it's like like gamers in between commas are more asked about a certain type of game, right? They will be like, I like simulation, or I like that, or it's kind of like narrow. And I can see here you have a pretty wide approach, huh? Which is super
yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I love Monster Hunter games. I love uh, Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a bit
Oh,
rough,
this
but I
one was
love the
awesome, huh?
game. Yeah.
Like it didn't
It was
look
fun.
like that at the beginning, but the level of like everything was just awesome in this game.
Yeah. The attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's it kinds. It's grim in some ways. It's dirty, um, but yeah, you feel the. Uh, I
Oh, no,
don't want to talk about realism, but
yeah, the
there is
immersion.
something to it. The immersion, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's an awesome game.
Yeah, I agree with you, dude. Like it's just I had like when the game was released, I think people they didn't understand how cool this game was
Yeah,
because it kind of like the graphic looks like it was like the graphic were not up to date compared was what the release were all about. They were like kind of like meh compared to the rest. But
yeah.
man, like the adventure was just like
Uh,
so good.
Actually, for the graphics, they were made for most people also because they either experienced it on console or with a PC that wasn't up to the
Nah,
task of running it with max
listen.
detail.
Okay. TkG,
I-
this one is this is your video, okay? But on the hit,
yeah,
listen, dude, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I
yeah,
streamed all of it on Twitch, all of it. I
yeah.
streamed because I was really into it. I was getting my horse because I was playing PUBG at the time, and I needed a break, and I got this game
When did you play it?
when it was released, like literally when after it was
Okay,
released,
okay, okay.
and like I had a pretty good decent PC at the time. I was running everything at the max, but what I was saying is more like to me it looked good. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like it was looking bad.
There were some little things that weren't great. Some
Yeah.
textures, some animations. For the most part, animations weren't the best, but the, the, um, the view distance,
Oh yeah.
the
Yep.
amount of vegetation, the sound design,
Yep.
and even the modelization for most objects, the castles, the
No,
night
I'm
and day
with you, dude.
cycle.
Listen, I'm with you,
I
dude.
felt like I felt like the game was looking great for the size it had.
Exactly. No, I agree. But you see, you have a lot of gamers out there, and I'm not judging them, but they want to
Yeah,
play a game because it look good. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make this adventure, and it's gonna be more immersive because you know, it looks so good. You know, it like
Yeah.
it could be something you could feel like with Cyberpunk, for example. Even if it provides way more than just looking good.
Yeah.
You know, and when I was streaming this game, I had most of my viewers, they were like, oh, why are you playing this game? It doesn't look better than the other game. You know what I mean? They had this approach.
Also, there was something special to the game, to the color grading of the game. The
Yeah.
game had some pretty um, realistic, trying to be realistic
And it worked with the weather and stuff.
colors.
I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
Like the
The mapping
weather,
was
the wind.
it had in fact it didn't have that very flashy
Yeah.
extremely colorful visuals that you might expect from a triple A game where it tries to go all in just the spectacle of it, you know.
Yep.
And it might have looked like something a bit grayish, a bit, not very vibrant for many, but
Yep.
what it had behind that was
Just above.
enhanced animation
Yeah.
and so many technical marvels in that game. So even though it was nerfed, the vegetation initially in the beta was looking better. I
Mm.
still think it's one of the best vegetation and density of vegetation we have had ever in a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
To this day.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds weird we are saying that, but I have to agree with you. It was pretty darn good compared to the size of the place
Yeah.
and the interaction of it with the rest, right?
And if you want to go back to it now, there are many mods to fix little things that aren't perfect. But yeah, it had GI, voxel GI, which was incredible at the time. It was extremely rare to have such a great quality GI, global illumination, for the ones who don't know.
Yep.
And yeah, CryEngine as well. It's a CryEngine game. Yeah, CryEngine has been really a great engine. It didn't have the greatest games, sadly, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think Star Citizen with evolution of the CryEngine, the Star Engine. I don't know what they will do with that once Star Citizen and Squadron 42 are out. Um, but if they are starting to sell it, I don't know if they can, but if they are starting to sell it or offering other devs to use it to make new games,
Hmm.
I'd be very curious to see what the result could be. I think it has great potential, and also it scales very well. Where UE5 requires pretty powerful rig and pretty powerful GPU to run just barely, the CryEngine is quite a bit more scalable. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think we covered everything. I think we covered everything.
Sorry that took another hour.
That's okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
we want to cut some parts of it.
we'll see. We'll see. I have a lot of
Yeah,
editing work ahead of me, but it's gonna be fun. Or maybe not. We'll see.
yeah,
Um, I have
but,
one last question for you because you know we went through I think everything and
yeah,
even more.
yeah.
Um, what what like if you had something to say right now and like a message you wanted to transmit or something like what would it be? I know it's a pretty open question, but
Yes, indeed.
what would it be?
I think it would connect with what I called my life earlier. Um, we need more motivation, more strength in the highest form of the term, um, to make things go in a direction that we want, that we expect, but we didn't have before a couple years back. I'm talking about Linux gaming, of course, and I think you, as users, if you want this to be successful, even more successful, if you want it to go further and get support from the editors, um, talk about it, show it to your friends, to your family, if your family games as well on PC. Yeah, take it like PC gaming is not Windows gaming. And we can make things better for us on Linux if we talk about it and we show that we want that. And we won't go back to Windows because we're forced to do so to game. We'll stay strong. We'll hold the line. Like the latest video from Star Citizen. But yeah, I think our community is a pretty strong community, even so we are not very massive, you know, but we are mostly passionate. I don't know many people gaming on Linux which aren't passionate and which wouldn't want it to success even more than it does already. If you want to contribute, do it. Don't hesitate. If you need to learn, do whatever you need to do to learn. If you have to ask questions, whatever you might feel like you need to help, feel free to come by on our Discord, and we'll do whatever we can to help you help the project. Because yeah, it's called the frogging family, and the family term is important in there. I'm convinced we have that link because we are motivated by the same passion, the same desire. So if you share that with us, come by.
Yeah, that's a really good way to end this little exchange.
Thank you, Max.
TkG, I want to thank you again for your time, and it was a really nice exchange. Guys, if you are still watching right now, I would say you know what you have to do. The link are in the description below, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one with a little bit more like in-depth approach for some of those nice projects. Thanks again, TkG.
Thank you again for the invitation, Alex.
Have a good one, bud. Take care.
Thanks. Goodbye.